Embler Books presents The Woman Next Door, written by Penny Batchelor and read by Charlotte Worthing. Prologue. First responder P.C. Shah took a step back and coughed as the stench reached his nostrils. Metallic, tangy, like rust on an old banger that was destined for the great scrapyard cruncher in the sky. The scent of death, blood mixed with urine, and the taste of his own vomit that rose up his gullet defeated the cheap aftershave he had been given for his birthday and had sprayed liberally on himself before his shift because he was running too late to shower. It was the time of the year when summer hoped to subsume spring. The nights got a bit longer. The trees had leafed out, but there was still a nip in the air, belying the date on the calendar. The previous week had heralded unexpected heat, an early hurrah for barbecues and shorts, as residents, like the remaining pink blossom on a cherry tree, clung on to warmer weather for every minute they could. This night, however, was blown through by a hardy wind. It was time to batten down the hatches. Earlier, from his bedroom window in his shared flat, P.C. Shah could see the detritus of the season's change. Plastic recycling bins outside the building full of empty beer and wine bottles, disposable barbecues abandoned next to dustbins, and a solitary broken garden chair on its side in the front garden of the building next door. The view was very different in this cul-de-sac, which Control had sent him to following a 999 call. Instead of old mattresses, these houses had cut lawns in their front yard. Not that in the hushed darkness, for the commotion a death causes had yet to wreak its full havoc, he could make out the carefully tended flowers and bushes that he assumed were also there. This was a cut above his neighbourhood. Here lived money, cars that didn't have dented bumpers or scratched paintwork, and front doors he guessed had been painted in Dulux's mix-your-own version of a Farrow and Ball shade. Middle-class aspirations. People who weren't just passing through, but stayed for years and cared about their appearances. They'd made it onto the property ladder, and their own 3-bed semi or 4-bed detached was their precious castle. Precisely what he wanted to achieve for himself one day. The 999 call mentioned murder. P.C. Shah began to secure the scene. A garage with its door slightly ajar, carefully searching for evidence. Nothing must be touched. No one to come in or out. The house appeared to be empty, for nobody had answered the front door when earlier he had knocked repeatedly. The curtains in the visible windows were open, revealing blankness behind them. Perhaps the residents were away. Despite the sporadic swoosh of wind rocking boughs, the night was eerily quiet. Only a snatch of birdsong pierced the silence. He shone his torch onto his watch face. 3:22 a.m. People who worked the ordinary 9 to 6 wouldn't be up for at least 3 hours, maybe more. Best to get as much done here before the rubberneckers started to gather. Once he'd surveyed the whole scene, the murder team would swing into action. Until then, as he tried to softly pad around the scene in his black duty boots, he was on his own, looking for death. A shuffling sound caused him to jump, and then turn with his torch to see what it was. A cat? Just the wind. His body tensed for potential combat, as it occurred to him the perpetrator may still be on the scene. "Police," he asserted. "Who's there?" The beam of his torchlight caught a figure in suspended animation. A trembling voice replied just loud enough for him to hear. "I called you. Look." A restrained sob cut the sentence short. P.C. Shah had seen it often. The shock when a citizen's life of morality and comfort had been shot to pieces.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?